Hi there, that's right, it's Nick Dutch and I'm back on the camera again. And yeah, this is another video in which I am not yet prepared to start my day. I'm not well dressed enough to appear on camera, so you'll have to get what you're given. And I'm just thinking about free thought. You know, the atheist community, so to speak, always talks about free thinking, or we're all in favor of free thought and we're trying to encourage free thought. Well, what if someone does think freely? I mean, really thinks freely for themselves on the basis of observation, research, experience, experimentation, and they come to some conclusions. And those conclusions do not agree with you. I mean, some parts of the atheist's ideology is weird. I mean, these people call themselves the brights. Now, if they are truly bright, they should be able to understand what free thought means. And free thought means thinking freely. And if I'm going to be a free thinker, I'm going to think in a way which is different to you. In a way which is, which makes sense. Intellectual, rational, down-to-earth, intelligent sense. In a way that you probably disapprove of, or you might not even like, because there is some kind of reasoning behind it that maybe you haven't seen, or there's something which you haven't taken into account, or there's some, there's a reason for me to have these views. This is what free thought is about. It's not about being an atheist. It's about thinking. It's about looking at life, looking at the universe, seeing what you can see there, making some logical, rational deductions upon it, criticizing your own ideas through doing more research, and steadily and surely building up an understanding of the way life is. Now, I'm approaching middle life. I'm 35 years old. This summer I'll become 36. And I am not an atheist. I am a free thinker, because I have thought freely. And my views and my point of view disagrees with the views of my mother and my father, my uncle and my grandfather. These are my ideas, and this is the way in which I look at the life. And this is diametrically opposite, the polar opposite more or less, to atheism. So, what is all this stuff about we are the brights? Come on, what really are the brights? They're a group of people who are standing up and saying, we are right, without thinking that maybe, without the humility, I think is the right word, of thinking that maybe there's another point of view which is either equally valid or possibly even more valid, or there's some other factors about the way the world works that they need to take into account. Now, just like all of the people in the atheist community, I love the findings of natural science. I really do. I love documentaries on the Discovery Channel. Before Thunderfoot turned into a complete and utter lunatic, I loved his videos. I like finding out about the way the world works, but I have certain experiences which demonstrate another factor that they have not taken into account. And also, a lot of these people who say they are the brights purely believe in scientism, which is only one way of exploring nature, when there's plenty of other methods, such as anti-positivism, such as introspective analysis, participant observation, contemplation. All these other methodologies are out there, and they are valid methods for investigating different areas of life. There's some things for which positivistic research is good for, and there's some things that positivistic research is severely pale for. And yes, the results of both positivistic and anti-positivistic research have to be understood or criticized using whatever means that we can, just to get other points of view. And that's essential. It certainly does not negate the importance of the method in its own right, does it now? No. So what if you're someone who was interested in being an engineer or a scientist and spent a lot of time also studying sociology and psychology and did participant observation into religion and religious groups and religious experience, and then realized that there's more to life. There's more to the exercise of just plain being than can be found out through purely positivistic scientism. Well, what that means is that the individual who's, thought like that, and yes, I'm talking about myself, would be open to more ideas, more understandings of the way that life could work. Realizing through experience that pure positivistic research and scientism and natural science is only part of the puzzle. And that maybe, just maybe, human consciousness, amplified by religion or religiosity, can have an important role to play. It's there. This is what I think. This is what I have freely thought. Out of intelligence, reasoning, understanding, wisdom, all that kind of stuff. You can look at the writings or the speech of someone who is a fundamentalist in a religious group, and you can try and attack their ideas, and you may win the argument, so to speak. But on the other hand, to win the argument, that's only part of it. You got to pay attention to what's being said. You got to try and work out why these people have come to their conclusions, not just what they say is the reasons they've come to their conclusions, but actually why. And I don't think you've got the research knowledge or ability to be able to do anything about that. I just don't think that you have enough information to go by at this present point in time. Being a free thinker and being an atheist are two different things. Being a free thinker and being a inverted commas bright, it's two different things. Being a free thinker who applies reasoning and logic to what he's experienced can actually lead you to not be an atheist. And no, I can't say that I believe in creationism. I don't. I believe in the reality of things which are experienced and observed. And I've learned a lot about how to reason and how to challenge my own opinions, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that these experiences were real and that there is some other aspect of life or the universe which has to be understood. And with this march of new atheism, the chances of us finding out more about the way that the universe works is being slowly eroded. Well, more about the way that the universe works in certain ways. That's being slowly eroded. Anyway, just a few thoughts for today. Have a wonderful day, morning, evening, night, or whenever you're listening to me ramble, and I'll speak to you again soon.